And today we're playing No Retreat, the Russian Front. This game looks fun. And we're playing the Barbarossa scenario, not the campaign. The Barbarossa scenario, according to this, ends on turn 5. But I went ahead and set up the whole thing anyway. So it looks like that the Germans have an overwhelming force. We start on turn 1, but we have a lot of Russians coming in later. And just very, very few Germans coming in later too. Now I set this up according to the manual, which is, let's say if you have a number 14 here and a number 14 in white here, then that goes there. Same thing with the 13 and a 13, etc., etc. So I just set it up as per the scenario book. And my victory point marker has gone onto the number 12. And then it says the round VP marker goes on 0. And as a reminder for the winter shock bonus, I'm supposed to put a Soviet control marker in the 4. N units can only attack the Russian Northwest Front. C units, like the 4th Army here, can only attack the Russian West Front. And finally, S units can only attack the Southwest Front. And finally, the units with an R cannot move on turn 1, but they can attack. And on turn 1, the weather is clear. I drew my 6 cards, however I can't use any on the first 4 turns for improvements or replacements. So let's see what I got. I have cancel, cancel, cancel. Down here I have a card peek. Then I have a reroll. And then I have a forced result. So it looks like this is going to be fun. So this looks fairly scripted. So let's go for it. He's going to attack him. These are all north. So we're going to stack the Panzer on here. Then we're going to move this guy here. So he has 3 attack and 4 move, 3 attack, 4 move, 5 attack, and 6 move. And he's armored, so he gets a shift bonus. Let me look at the rule book to determine what exactly bonus he gets when he's mixed with other types of units. So these are all C. So I guess we can just go here and just move here, and then that is south. So I think we'll go here. We have a 2 stacking limit, so we'll go here. So we'll attack on all of these. And then down here, we can't move our units on round 1, so this guy cannot come in and help, which would be nice. But we look like we have overwhelming force anyway. So we're going to do R and R and declare an attack on him. And this middle unit, I believe we can use the S's on him. So we'll move here and then move here and declare an attack on him. So let's resolve this conflict up here. We have 5 plus 3 is 8. 9, 10, 11 versus 3. That's going to be a 3-to-1 odd. Now, the defender's on a clear hex, so we're good there. We have 1 army going over a river, which is a left shift. However, that only applies if all of your units are going over the river, which is not true, because these 2 guys are not going over a river hex. We do have the advantage of a tank attacking infantry, which is a shift to the right. So we get 1 bonus of a shift to the right. So let's try 3-to-1 with a right shift. So here's our 3-to-1 odds. And remember, we get a right shift because we're using a tank on infantry. So that's 4-to-1. So let's roll a dice. And we get a 4. So 4 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be a DS. If you look over here, that is Defender Shattered. Defender retreats his units 2 hexes, and if not destroyed, placed in the shattered box. Attacking units may advance if the target hex is vacated. So he is going to run away 2 hexes, and he is not destroyed, therefore he goes to the shattered box. So now we have moved these units into his hex because we get to get a free movement after we defeat an enemy. So now let's do this one. I have half the map attacking him, so it should be easy. He is in a clear hex. We have not 1 but 2 tank units attacking infantry, so we get a shift to the right bonus. We have 4, 6, that's 10, 14. 14 plus 7 is going to be 21. We have 21 to 4, which will be well over the 6-to-1 maximum that we have on the chart. So let's look at our damage. So 21 to 4, let's say 5 to 1. We get the shift right due to the tanks on infantry. Let's roll the dice, and we get a 4. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, DD. Down here at DD will be Defender Destroyed. So he goes in the Destroyed Units box, and we can move into his hex and beyond. So I'm going to go ahead and move in his hex plus, move into his hex plus, and then move into his hex. And that ends our attack on this little guy there. So now let's resolve this. Again, we have a shift right due to the armored tank versus the infantry. Infantry is on a clear hex. So we have a 7 plus 4 is 11. That's a 15 to 5. So there's a 3 to 1 odds, but we're going to shift right. So here we have 3 to 1 odds, and we're going to shift that right thanks to the tank attacking infantry. Let me roll the dice, and we have rolled a 5. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a DS. Look over here for DS, that is Defender Shattered. And again, we can move into his space plus 1. I'm going to go ahead and move into his space plus here, and then he is going to go ahead and move into just his space. So now let's resolve our final attack. You remember ours cannot move on the first turn, so even if we were to destroy him, we can't move into his space. I'm assuming that rule overrides the other rule. Now, he is on a clear hex. However, both units are crossing a river in the attack. That is going to be 1 shift to the left. So let's add up here. We got 4 plus 2 is 6. And he is a 3, so those are 2 to 1 odds. So here we are, the 2 to 1 odds. Now remember, we're going to shift 1 left due to attacking over a river. We're going to roll the dice, and we rolled a 2. So 1, 2, there's going to be no effect. So the south unit I'm going to leave as is. Well, you know, on second thought, I think I'm going to move him here. I'm going to move him 1, 2. Now, he's in a city, and a city is going to be a disadvantage for anybody attacking me. So that's going to work in my advantage for the south guy. For the central person, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to move him into a city, just for the bonus. As well as this other guy here gets 3 movement, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and park in the city too, and that makes an 8 for a defense. So I think I can put up a little bit of a fight sitting in the city. The reserve guy over here, I'm just going to leave and not do anything, the same way with the Leningrad over there. So I didn't use any cards for the German this turn, so that means I'm going to have to get rid of 4 and draw 2. So that concludes turn 1. Now we have turn 2. I'm not sure when I move these out. Do I move these out at the beginning of the turn or on the Soviets' turn? Let me go check. Players receive units as reinforcements on their indicated game turn. So does that mean the Soviets' game turn? Possessive their indicated game turn? I assume so. I know that we do have 1 Axis reinforcement. However, we can't have Axis reinforcements for turns 1 to 4. even though it was on turn 2. So I'm assuming that means Soviet. Turn, so we'll skip it and go straight to the Axis turn. So Axis, it's now turn 2. He gets 2 movement. 1, 2. Gets 2 movement, 1. And over there it says NE. NE, no effect, I guess. 1, 2. So now these 2 could attack him. 4 plus 2 is 6, 3. So we have a 2 to 1. Both units are attacking across river into a city. That's going to hurt. Across a river is going to be left shift, and into a city is going to be another left shift on a 2 to 1 odds. Let's see. So there is 2 to 1 with a double left shift. Now it's 1 to 1, and let's go for a dice roll. It rolled off the table. Let's go for a dice roll. We got a 2. 2 is no effect, so that was a complete waste of my time. So now let's do this attack. Let's do it properly this time. Use one of these. I'm here by myself, so I haven't been even bothering to use these. I'll use them now, so you don't yell. Let's see. We got here, here, 1, 2, 3, attack. 7 4s, 11, 15 to 5, that's 3 to 1, but we're attacking in the city, so it's going to be 1 left shift. We do have a Panzer versus a Panzer, so we don't get a free shift. So 3 to 1, 1 left shift. So that's 3 to 1, 1 left shift for attacking into a city. We're now 2 to 1. Let's roll the dice. We rolled a 6. A 6 is a DS. A DS is going to be a defender shattered. Retreats 2 hexes, and if not destroyed, placed in the shatter box. So he's going to move 1, 2 hexes. He is not destroyed, therefore he goes into the shattered box. Now I get a free movement. I get free movement +2 or +1, +2 for him, +1 for the others. So automatically move into here. I can't stack 3. I can't move into here, or can I? I know I get a free move +1, but I don't think it applies to a city. I think a city stops it. Stops advance. No, it doesn't. Okay. So let's go free move into here. And then I'm going to free move, but I can't do another attack, I don't think. I'm just going to stop here. I'm going to go here and here, and then stop for now. So these top guys, I'm going to go ahead and march. I get 1. My city is movement point 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're gonna hang out there. So lastly, I have these guys. I'm going to 1. I think that's 2. No, that's 2. I'm going to touch the city to get supply. 2, 3. 4, 5, and leave here. Just going to go 1, 2 to get supply. 3, 1, 2, 3, and then that'll be the end of that. And we already got our new cards, so we discarded 4 and picked up 4 more. So now we have 6. So let's review what those are. Here's a really nice one. Receive 1 replacement step even when prohibited. In turns 1 through 4, you remember I can't get replacements. Should move up to any 2 units. Shattered, destroyed, or surrendered. A lot of this is not applicable because I haven't lost any units. I still do like the river terrain cancellation, so that's looking really good. So I'm going to declare an end to the Soviets' turn, and we're going to put in some reinforcements. We have a tank, can go here, and I can't go in an enemy zone of control, so I'll put him here. And so that is a total of 4, 7, 10 against his 8. So I think we're good for that hex. I do want to deal with these guys up here. And I can do that by putting this in any major city. This can't do that. I can put him in adjacent hex to a major city. So we'll go here. And that'll be that reinforcement there. So we're looking good for that. Now let's do the destroyed. I'm going to get rid of a card. And let's see. Reduce site only, returns disorganized. So I'm going to go ahead and put him here into the city. He can't fight anyway, so he's going to be disorganized. I'm going to put this other guy. I know we had 2 units having issues like that. Put the new guy, city or adjacent. We'll do that. I think that's okay, and he's going to be disorganized. And I need to do something about these guys up here. They're about to roll in. So I'll put the other guy over here into that city, disorganized. And finally the last guy we'll put next to the city. And we have a defensive bonus if we're in here. So I'm going to go here. So it says city or adjacent hex. So we'll do that. So overall that's looking pretty good. I think we got a good defense mounted up there. Only problem I'm having is up here in the north. That's heavily unguarded. I'll probably bite me in a minute. But we do have 3 more units coming in on round 3, so we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to declare an attack on this guy. I'm going to use him, use 1 movement with him. I get 3 movement. I'm going 1, 2. And then I'm declaring an attack on that guy from him. So he's attacking him, and these 2 are attacking him, and I'll just leave him be. So let's first resolve this attack here. I have a 6-4 with a tank. Tank gets a shift right. I am crossing a river hex. That's a shift left. So it's no shift, and that is a 6-4, which is a 1-1. So let's come down here. We have our 1-1 table. Let us roll a dice and see what we come up with. We came up with a 5. So 5 is Defender Retreats, right, DR? Defender Retreats. Retreats his units 2 hexes. Attacking units may advance if the target hex is vacated. It has no fort, so he retreats. Let's come back over here, and he is going to retreat. So he's going to retreat into here. And I can't stack, so I'm going to put 1 unit there. And that'll be the end of his turn, I guess. So these 2 guys, it's the end of their turn. So now we're going to resolve this. He is a 4-2, crossing a river. That's going to be a shift left. So it's a 2-1 with 1 shift left. So let's go over here. We got a 2-1 river crossing with the unit. So it's a shift left. So it's a 3-2. I rolled a 5. That is Defender Retreat again. Come back over here, and he is going to retreat, I guess, here. And I get a free move over into here. So now he is now tapped out. Okay, so these are disorganized, which says it can't attack, but I think I can still move. So let me get a strategy. They're in a city, and they're about to cross a river. I could come over here and sit all my units there, and that way they would have a across the river shift left disadvantage. That looks really good. I'm going to do that. Just 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, oops, 1, 2, 3. I get 4. I can't stack. And 1, 2, 3. So I think that looks pretty good. I don't want to attack because not only do I have a river, but I also have a city I'm attacking into. That's going to be terrible for me. So I think I'm just going to move here and stop. So up here in the sort of central area, this is going to be a suicide run from here to here. Even if I'm in the woods in the city, they do have a river crossing to get to me. I don't know, man. That looks like a suicide run. It really does. So we got a 5, a 5, and a 4. That's a double whammy, though, if they come to attack me. And they have to if I'm sitting there. I don't know. Okay, I'll talk myself into it. Gonna go 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And we'll see what they do. When this turn ends, I can take this off, I believe, and then I'm ready for combat, right? So we will see. And up north in Leningrad, looks like I'm completely hosed until turn 3. So we will see what happens. So that formally ends turn 2. Now we're on turn 3. Move it to here. We have a sudden death condition, but I don't believe that's going to do us any good. Begin Soviet fortifying. Let's go look that up to see what that is. So regional infantry units can be upgraded to a 2-step fortified unit starting on game turn 3 at the cost of 1 card discard if upgraded in their namesake city. 2 cards otherwise. Cool. Now it's the Axis turn. Let's focus. I get a movement of 2. I guess that's 1. Let's focus on one of these guys. I'm assuming the tank. Tank is probably going to be our best bet. We have 3. This is a 6. That's a 2-1 with no shift, clear hex. So let's go for that. Let us declare an attacker on a tank. So we're going to declare an attack over here. Might as well use this guy as well. So 6, it's going to be 8 to 3. It's still going to be 2-1. I don't know, man. I guess we'll just do these 2. Let's go for it. 2-1 with no shift. Straight 2-1. It's going to look like that. Let's roll a dice. Ah, crap. We rolled a 1. That was a waste of time. And that is a no effect. So over here we'll do a 8 to 3, and then we'll do a 7 to 3. Oops, that's a 3-1. 8 to 3. Yeah, no, that's a 2-1. I think it's a 2-1. We'll go for a 2-1. 2-1 over here across the river. Shift left. It's all infantry. Let's go 2-1, shift left. Here we go, 2-1, shift left due to the river. Roll a dice. Got a 4. 4 is a EX. Exchange. Both sides lose 1 step. Neither side retreats nor advances. So that resolves that. So I know these guys have a bad side here. He does not have a bad side. He has a good side, so he's already on his reduced side. Let me go see what happens when you're already at a reduced step. Okay, it says if you cannot reduce a step, which you can't, then you are eliminated. It says most eliminated or destroyed. So I believe he goes over here to this destroyed units box. And these guys, even though they were reduced, get a free movement into that hex. Alright, so now let's resolve the next battle, which is here. So we have a 2-to-1, and that's over a river, so it's left shift, but it's right shift because it's a panzer. Well, no, it's not a right shift because it's a panzer attacking a panzer. So you don't get a right shift, I get a left shift. So that is 2-to-1. Let's see what we get. It's 2-to-1 with a left shift. Let's go over here to the 2-to-1, and we need to left shift it. Let's roll the dice, see what we get. Got a 5. That is defender retreats. So defender retreats. His unit 2 hexes. Any attacking units may advance. So he's going to retreat 1-2 hexes. The attacking unit gets a free advance. And so he is done, and these two are done with their turn as well. So we're going to attack up here. We're going to play the river crossing card. So that cancels the defense modifier for this river, but we still have to worry about this, the greenery here, the bushes. So we're going to attack him, obviously, and use this card for his attack. We have a panzer attacking infantry that's going to give us a right shift. We got a left shift due to the greenery. We got a total of 10-to-5. That's a 2-to-1. Just so all of you don't yell at me. Let's be proper. Okay. 2-to-1 with a left shift. Fortunately, only one left shift. So let's go down here for a 2-to-1. And one left shift. See what we get. We got a 2. That is a no effect, but our card allows us to re-roll any no effect. So we're going to re-roll that. Ooh, we got a 6. 6 is defender retreats. Defender retreat his unit 2 hexes, and then I may advance for free. Let's go back up here and get rid of the attack icon. So he is going to retreat 1-2 hexes, and I get to move into that area there. Alright, so now I want to move here. Let me put the panzer on top so I'm reminded that is a panzer. Okay, so I'm going to declare an attack on him. And that is 11-to-5, so that's a 2-to-1. I'm not crossing a river, but I am attacking into a city. And attacking into a city is a left shift. So we have a 2-to-1 with a left shift. So let's go over here. We have a 2-to-1 with a left shift, so we're back here. I got a 1. A 1's going to be no effect right there. So that was a huge waste of time. So now for the good stuff. Let's march on into here. So this is a gray outlined hex, which is a victory condition. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, why not? Let's attack. We get a downgrade for attacking in a city, but we get an upgrade because we are a panzer unit attacking infantry. Is that infantry? I don't know. I think it is. I think that's infantry. We get a right shift, but we get a left shift, so it evens out. Let's go ahead and attack. That's a 5-to-3. It's going to be a 1-to-1. So here we have a 1-to-1. Let's roll. Let's roll. Let's roll. Yes. Yes, a 6 defender retreats. Wow. So he's on the end of the world. Retreats. If he can't retreat, let's see what happens. I'm not sure. So Leningrad is a fortified infantry unit. When the target hex contains a fortified infantry unit, a DR, which is what we rolled, becomes a no effect. So there's no effect.